Hello, and welcome to this presentation introducing you to Mog Library. Here is a list of the topics that I will be covering. In this first video, I will introduce you to Maagnet, which is the library's online catalog for finding books. In the next two videos, I will show you how to order materials using OhioLink and Search Ohio, and how to use a couple of our library's online databases to find articles. Let's look at the YSU Mog Library homepage at www.mog.ysu.edu. There are different tabs you can choose from. By default, we see the Maagnet catalog. This is where you go to search for books at YSU. If you select the drop-down menu, you can search by title, author, subject, keyword, ISBN number, and other categories. If you select a keyword, you could type one keyword or multiple keywords using AND as a connector. Do not type in a phrase. So for example, if you were searching for books on women who abuse drugs, you would want to type in the words women and drug abuse. This will give you 83 results. If instead you typed in women who abuse drugs, you would only get 11 results. This is because searching a catalog is different from using a search engine like Google. If you type women who abuse drugs, it will only show results that have the words women, who, abuse, and drugs somewhere in the item record. So be sure to only use the keywords that you would expect to show up in the item record. When we search for the keywords women and drug abuse, this is our third entry, titled Women and Heroin Abuse. Notice the information in this record includes the location, the call number, and the status. The location says Mog Stacks, and this means that the item is located in Mog Library, as opposed to another library on campus. The call number tells you where to find the book in Mog, and the status tells you whether or not the book is available. If it says check shelves, you can find it on the shelf. If it says anything else, like a due date, missing, or lost, then you won't find it in the library. Note the request button in the top left corner of the screen. If you select this button, you can have the item pulled from the shelf by library staff and sent to the circulation desk for you to pick up. Clicking the request button will bring up a prompt for your name, your YSU ID number, and your password, which is the same as your YSU ID number unless you've changed it. Once the item is at the circulation desk, you will receive an email. However, if you need the item immediately, you'll have to go to the library and find the book on our shelves. Mog Library materials are organized using the Library of Congress classification system. The Library of Congress classification system organizes books by subject. Each subject is associated with a letter. Our example, titled Women and Heroin Abuse, starts with an H. H is the broad class of social sciences. If we click on one of the subject letters, H, for this example, we'll see the further subdivisions with a second letter. Scrolling down to HV, which was the start of the call number for the book Women and Heroin Abuse, you can see that it's in the subclass for social pathology, social and public welfare, and criminology. Here you can see a building guide for Mog Library. Looking at this guide, on which floor would you find a book in the subject area of social pathology and criminology with the call number starting HV 5822? If you said floor 4A, you're correct, because HV falls alphabetically between HG and LT. Here, you see how most call numbers can be broken down. They usually start with two letters, sometimes one, followed by a number, then a decimal with another letter and number, and finally a publication date. Looking at the sample arrangement of items on an imaginary library shelf, you see letters marking where an item might fall between the listed call numbers. Where would a book with the call number LC82.D3 appear on this shelf? It would appear in position E, between LC78 and LC138. You would first find the LC items, then you'd look at the number 82, which falls between 78 and 138. In our next video, we will explain how to order items through the library via OhioLink and Search Ohio.